Hi, good morning po. Ang aking topic is about Introduction to Trends and Issues in the Public Administration in the Philippines. So, unang-una lang muna is public administration. Ano nga po ba ulit si public administration? Siya yung nag-i-implement ng government policies. Okay, today public administration is often regarded as including also some responsibility for determining the policies and programs of the government. Public policies are the guidelines that government entities use to coordinate their various initiatives. Public administrators are responsible for producing and managing those policies. Next, we have the dynamic and drivers of change in the public sectors. Unang-una na po dyan ang ating technological advancement or digital transformation and e-governance. So, kung mapapansin nyo dyan sa picture, we have the egov.ph. Isa siyang application na ginawa po ng government para po makapag-access or makapag-transact po tayo sa iba't ibang sangay po ng gobyerno or ahensya. Ang purpose po ng paggawa po ng isang application tulad niyan ay para po maiwasan na mag-absent, maiwasan na po yung mga mahabang pila na kinakailangan lang din po ng same information tulad po ng mga pag-ibig, pagkuha po ng ID, voter's ID, isang information lang po yung nilalagay natin doon. Kaya po siya ginawa. So, meron po siyang issue related to e-governance. We have the economic issues, technical issues, and social issues. Sa economic issues po, we have the cost, reusability, maintainability, and portability. Sa technical issues naman po, we have the interoperability, security, privacy, and authentication. And sa social issues naman po, we have the accessibility, usability, and use of local language, awareness of e-governance. Isa pa din po na medyo issue about sa e-governance natin is yung, syempre kailangan natin ng internet provider and ukol po sa mga cyber hackers. Syempre kailangan natin ng information like privacy, ganun siya. So next, we have the public-private partnership collaboration. So nagkakaroon po tayo ng public-private partnership to sustain the transportation, power and energy, water and wastewater, telecommunication, healthcare, education, and social infrastructures. So, yung mga challenges po natin dyan is like a complex with multiple stakeholders, difficult to long-term, difficult to get out, and high risk of cost overrun schedule delays. So, yung justification is value for money, of course, risk transference, innovation of balance sheets accounting. Next po tayo, decentralization and local governance innovation. So, sa decentralization po, ang ibig sabihin po niyan ay ang pagde-delegate po ni national government kay local government or LGUs na pamunuan po yung kanilang effective areas. So, we have the three forms of decentralization. We have devolution, deconcentration, and debureaucratization. So, first, devolution muna tayo. Transfer of power authority from the national government to local government units, political and territorial. Next, transfer of power, authority or responsibility or discretion to plan, decide to manage from central to local levels, administrative, or sectoral. Number 3, the debureaucratization. Sorry, nakakabulol talaga yon part na yan. Transfer of some public function and responsibilities which a government may perform to private entities or NGOs. So, kung mapapansin nyo yung trends ngayon about dyan, kumakailan lang, April 4 to 7, yung lumalabas po sa balita is pagkakansela po ng mga klase sa Manila. So, meron pong sa Manila na nag-cancel, walang pasok ng 2 days, 1 day dahil sa sobrang init. And sa mga bandang Makati naman po, parang nagbigay lang sila ng schedule kung kailan lang sila papasok. Ah, hindi yung totally walang pasok. May pasok siya pero naka-schedule lang po yung pasok ng mga bata. So, ayun. So, iba't ibang LGUs, um, iba't iba yung pamumuno nila. So, binibigyan po ni national government si LGUs para pamunuan ang kanya-kanyang effective area. Okay, next we have the inclusive governance and social equity. So, it's focused on social equality, social justice, when it comes to liberty, civil rights, freedom of expression, autonomy, social service, access, discrimination and status, and rights. Next, governance in the times of crisis and emergencies. So, syempre, kailangan po handa ang ating public administration ukol po sa padating na sakuna, pandemya, job crisis, climate change. Ayan, kailangan po handa ang ating government. Next po, environmental sustainability and climate action. Syempre po, kailangan din po ma-maintain at gumawa ng mga programa ukol po sa ating environmental sustainability. So, meron naman pong mga private organization or some organization na nagsusulong na din po ng pagpapaganda po ng ating environment. So, hindi lang naman natin ito ginagawa para mapaganda or mapalinis ang Pilipinas, kundi din po makaakit po ng turismo. Next po, good governance and anti-corruption efforts po. So, sa good governance, syempre, it should be accountable, follow rules of law, responsive, equitable, and inclusive, conscientious-oriented, and transparent. So, sa anti-corruption efforts naman po, yung kanina, yung egov.ph na application, hindi lang siya ginawa para mapadali ang transaction, hindi lang siya ginawa para hindi na tayo pupunta, maging convenience po lahat ng gagawin natin. Ginawa din po siya to anti-corruption. So, hindi ka na po pipila sa isang ahensya kasi hindi naman po lahat ng public servant ay may mabuting loob. May karamihan po sa kanila or meron or mangilan-ngilan na sa isang transaction hihingi sila ng lagay. So, ayan po. Yun din po yung reason kung bakit gumawa na lang po ng application para maiwasan din po yung corruption. Next po, Human Resource Management Innovation. Ito po yung mga trends sa HRM na hybrid cultures, global expansion, employees experience, employees analytics, employees monitoring, automation, and enhanced hiring po. So, syempre kailangan skilled na din po ang ating mga public servants. Next po, public policy challenges and reform. Ano ba yung mga challenges like this? Meron din po tayong news. Ito nakita ko lang to sa news ng mga nakaraan na Marcos Charter Change push limited to economic provision. So, syempre pinag-aaralan pa yan kasi nag-iiba-iba nga yung mga public policy natin. And ito po, last day of class remained as despite of suspension of face-to-face classes by VP Sara. So, nagkakaroon po ng pagbabago sa public policies, ukol din po sa school calendar, na balak din po nilang ibalik si school calendar na nag-i-start po ng June, yung pasok ng mga bata, at matatapos po next year, April. So, ayun po. Hindi naman po kasi ganun siya kadali na ipatupad or ibalik. Ayun po. Yun po yung sa ating public policy challenges and reforms. Next po, technological advancement and governance implication. Unang-una na dyan, ang paggamit daw po ng AI sa weather forecasting. So, kailangan na din daw tinitingnan pa kung if it's accurate na gumamit po ng AI sa weather forecasting. Next mo, Philippine scientists developed a rise to resist climate change. Sa malaking tulong po sa ating mga magsasaka ang mga makabagong teknolohiya. Ito po latest, dahil nga sa sobrang init, ang mga magsasaka daw po ay gumagamit na ng drone yung drone na daw po na yan ay kaya daw po magsaboy ng pataba sa halaman at kaya na din po magsaboy ng tubig para magdilig. So, makakatulong po yan sa ating mga magsasaka na hindi na po sila sa lalabas ng bahay or magtatrabaho sa field para magtanim. So, meron na po tayo mga bagong technology tulad ng drone. Next po. So, ito, i-discuss ko na lang siya, babasahin ko na lang siya, hindi ko na siya masyadong i-elaborate kasi itong mga nakalagay din po dito, ayun na din po yung nakalagay sa taas. Tulad po ng implement government policies, public administration has important role to play to translating the ideas, wishes, and the policies of politicians into reality. Kailangan po ma-implement yung mga policies na yun. Next po, providing public services. Public varieties of services directly and indirectly through the agency. Such services including the provision of water, education, health, electricity, telephone, postal, transport, public housing, immigration, and security services. Next po, improving the service delivery. Improving service delivery in the term of timeliness, quality, availability, effectiveness, efficiency, and convenience. This can be achieved by the considering citizen as a customer, and success is a measure the term of citizen satisfaction. Tulad nga daw po ng paggamit ng application, syempre kasama siya dun sa availability, effectiveness, and efficiency, and convenience. Yung pagpapatupad po ng 3 days rule lang po sa ating mga transactions sa agency, kasama din po yun sa timeliness and equality, quality, and availability. Next po, the promoting social change and economic development is improving the socio-economic status in the citizen and alleviating poverties. Okay? Next, maintaining the peace and harmony. Siyempre, trabaho din po ng public administration yung make peace ang ating society. Is a major force for bringing stability of society. Next po, monitoring and control private sector activities to regulate and control the private economics enterprises to meet the objectives of the state. Okay? So, yun lang po. Ay, meron pa. Okay, meron pa po. Protecting of the rights of worker industrial sector. Siyempre, kailangan natin protektahan yung ating mga kapwa manggagawa. So, it's imperative for the public administration to implement such law in order to meet the requirements of labor welfare. So, next po is specific and technological developments. It's bringing new technologies for administration such as advancement of e-government. Yun na nga din po yung mga paggamit ng application natin or mga iba't ibang technology. Yes po. Siyempre, yung mga makabagong teknolohiya, hindi lang po yun basta ginawa. Kailangan po yun mag-upgrade. Upgrade po siya. Usually, yearly ina-upgrade siya or kasi nagkakaroon ng innovation. So, kailangan po ng technological developments. Okay, sa economic planning naman po, is centralized economic planning has been pursued in many developing countries as a method of socio-economic development. It requires a large number of experts and elaborate administrative machineries for plan formulation, implementation, and monitoring and evaluation. So, kasama siya sa economic planning po. Ito po yung last topic natin is analyzing the key challenges facing in public administrator. Yun din po yung mga kinakaharap na challenges natin, yung mga nasa diniscuss ko kanina. Tulad po ng global environmental challenge, kasama na dyan yung climate change, public health responses, including disaster preparedness. Ayan po, they need to develop the strategy. So, at next po, capacity building and human resource management. Doon po sa sinasabi ko kanina na kailangan na po maging skilled ang ating mga public servant. They need to invest training and capacity building programs to enhance the skills and competency of public servants. So, next po, balancing stakeholder interests. Siyempre, public administrator must be navigate the diverse interests and demands of various stakeholders to ensure the overall public interest that requires effective communication, negotiation, and conflict resolution skills. Kasama na din po si limited resources. Syempre, yung pagdi-divide po ng ating mga resource allocation or saan po natin dadalhin yung pera. Ganun. Competing priorities require them to difficult decision regarding the resource allocation. Next po, complex policy issues. Developing the effective policy and strategy to address. Okay, kasama din po si political interference and instability. Political interference can hinder the efficient function of the public administration, compromise decision-making process, and undermine the impartiality and integrity of public servant. Next po, governance and corruption. Yun na din po yun. Public administration need to strengthen accountability mechanism, promote transparency, and establish robust system to prevent and address corruptions. And lastly, the technological advancements. The public administrators need to keep pace rapidly involving technologies and ensure their effective integration into administrative process. So, ayun lang po para sa ating analyzing key challenges facing public administrators. So, ayun lang po. Maraming salamat po sa pakikinig at maraming salamat po sa nag-view ng aking report.